What is the key benefit of Wi-Fi 6 access point? Example, the XV3.8 over a legacy access point like the E410 in terms of cost difference? Like, is it 30% more expensive or what's up?
So in terms of list price, it's a lot more expensive. The E410 is a mass market. It's a mass market, good performing 11AC product. Mass market. Doesn't have any extra bells and whistles. Doesn't have any extra ports on it that you don't need. Just has 1 gigabit Ethernet port. Mass market. So it's priced for the mass market. XV3-8 is specifically for high density markets that are delivering high value services. And the old 410 would not work in that environment. We would not recommend it. So that's really not a good comparison. Let's take a look at the XV2. The XV2 is our 2x2 mass market 11AX. Mass market. It doesn't have any extra bells and whistles, nothing you don't need. It does have something you do need. And write this down. 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port. And not all of the competitive products have that, but always look for that. Do not settle for 1 gigabit ports because we don't live in a gigabit world anymore. We live in a multi-gig world. So let's look at that XV2. It is our mass market 11AX with multi-gig technology. List price is US dollars, $395 US. And that compares to our E600, which is $375 MSRP. Awesome. So it's right there.
Follow up. What's the roadmap in terms of CN Maestro and XMS Cloud? All right, lots of people have invested time learning CN Maestro. If they go into the Wi-Fi 6 APs, are they going to have to learn a new platform?
And so reverse of that, Cameron, a lot of people invested time and effort to learn the XMS Cloud. And they're having the exact same question. So I have the same answer for both of you. The answer is that the Wi-Fi 6 APs is our first point of convergence between those platforms. So any of these Wi-Fi 6 APs, you can adopt it over here on CN Maestro. You can adopt it over here on XMS Cloud. No problem. No problem. You don't have to flip any switches. You don't have to.
No new training.
Yeah, simple.
Okay, awesome. This one's from Richard. It appears like Wi-Fi 6 is going to be released in waves like AC was. What's the holdup on BSS coloring, IEEE, or manufacturers? What's going on?
I don't know that I have the answer to that one. It's not the IEEE. The standard is there. The IEEE, writes the standards. It requires. When I described it earlier, I described it how the radio actually analyzes the RF preamble without analyzing the entire wireless frame. So that's a very tricky time-based thing to do. So the holdup is getting the drivers in the radio to be able to do that. So it's if you want to call it, you want to blame the manufacturers, let's blame it on the integrated, the IC manufacturers. But I would just say that's one of those very tricky technologies that we are absolutely looking forward to seeing it implemented.
A quick question following up on CN Maestro. Is this still possible on premises? Michael's in a situation where no cloud is possible.
Yes, no problem. CN Maestro on premises, no problem.
Awesome. So if a carrier wants to have 802.11ax work on their own 2.6 gigahertz frequency, is there a solution for them?
Not from Cambium, unless he meant 2.4 gigahertz. But 2.6 is very specific. That's probably a license. I'm not familiar with that frequency, what that is. So maybe that shows my ignorance there.
If it is, let's say it was a typo at 2.4.
So if it's on so AX works on 2.4. Okay. And so I do expect to see some low cost chipsets only on 2.4 gigahertz in the market, particularly to support IoT devices, temperature sensors, environmental sensors on 2.4 gig. The reason why 2.4 is because it has greater range. Right? It has greater range. It doesn't have as much bandwidth, but it has greater range. Why AX on 2.4? Well, because AX gives you the efficiencies, the target wait time, TWT, dramatically increases battery life, which is super important for battery-powered IoT devices. So I do expect that to happen. If 2.6 is a real a frequency, if it's a licensed frequency, then that's not a solution that Cambium delivers.
Roger that. Can you compare Wi-Fi 6 with 5G in FWA?
So yes, so fixed FWA is probably fixed wireless access, or FWB, fixed wireless broadband, probably means one of those two things. So 5G is a great technology, and Cambium's using 5G in the fixed wireless broadband market. So it gives us greater range. So if I use a 5G technology in fixed wireless broadband, I can get greater range and greater speed and efficiency. So that's a good thing. But if I need to have shorter distances at lower cost, that's going to be using 802.11ax. So it really depends upon the range, how far you need to go, and the available spectrum for you. And so Cambium is delivering this technology today, even CBRS technology running 3 gigahertz bands that people are using in fixed wireless broadband.
Awesome. This one's from Guillermo. Will WPA3 also be implemented on devices that are not just Wi-Fi 6, or is this exclusive to Wi-Fi 6?
Yes.
So it's backwards compatible.
It is as Klaus mentioned earlier, there's 2 separate standards, different technologies. So WPA3 absolutely is available and coming for previous generation.